Hello and welcome to VRML Channel 2. We have the second to last matchup for the European casting block today. This is going to be Dolphins versus Jinx. I'm SputnikKobra, and I have Alocoste on cams and production today. So I see everyone in chat. I see Flair, and I see I'm a clown in it. And he's asking, who do you think will win? You know, your guess is as good as mine. I haven't seen these teams play just yet. I don't know if this is their first time being casted. Trying to get every team in the region casted by the end of the season. And Lucky saying, I hope Jinx, my friend, is in there. And I think I might have seen Jinx. One of their players just left for Dolphins. So we're waiting on that player to rejoin. And Silverfire saying Bob will win. And I'm looking for a Bob. I don't see a Bob on these teams. Yeah, I don't see a Bob. Maybe Bob was the player. Maybe Jinx was the player. And there is no Bob, so I just got trolled. Thank you for that, Silverfire. So I just want to give a shout out. And I'll take that joke. I'm enjoying it. Don't worry. So I will give a shout out to all the new followers: Lucky Gamer, Plesser, Rex Dash, Resplendor, Shortest King. And I think that's all the past followers we had over the last cast. And what ranks are we looking at for these teams? Let me check. So it will be a bronze matchup with Dolphins with an MMR of 1080. And let me check Jinx. Jinx with an MMR of 1100. So it looks like both these teams actually have 6 players on their roster. And we'll have that 4th player join. And it will be Cameron joining. Hey guys, be a little nice in the chat. They will watch back these VODs. Imagine not being a bad silver team in 90th place. Why you guys gotta be so mean? It hurts. I'm hurting right now. But this should be a good matchup. I haven't seen these teams. They're both bronze, as we have just established. I have no expectations. I don't know if Dolphins is going to take this or Jinx is going to take this. But we are just waiting on the ready up order to go through, and we'll be starting with this match. And then after this match, we will have Elusive versus Shock. So Elusive versus Shock. I love watching Elusive play. So I'm really excited. I missed them yesterday. There was a little bit of a mix-up with the casting. So a block of games, a few games were not casted yesterday. So apologies from me to you, the audience. And Flair saying he's talking about his team. And Mr. Mix saying, yo, saw Pencils hit that half court. He's a genius. Calculating. And I'm a clown in it saying, I'm in Jinx, but I couldn't play. I'm Amory Army. Now I'm glad you didn't play I'm a Clown, because Amory Army, that is a difficult name to say. And the only mess saying, been a while since I was able to catch a game. Well, I'm glad you could catch this one. And yeah, Pencils is very good. I definitely agree with you on that. And that ain't Falco saying, I've heard that Pencils guy is a real up-and-comer. Well, you're telling me. And I'm a Clown's going to agree with you with that 100%. So do you think that Pencils team is going to take this? You think that Dolphins is going to take this against Jinx? Is that what the chat is telling me right now? And every team should have a team dance. And looks like Dolphins will have another leave or crash out. So, you know, I hope that we're not behind schedule for the elusive matchup. Cameron has 500 plus ping. That's good, right? That's good. 500 plus ping. I hear that's like really good for this game. And I'm a clown saying very even, I would say, but Jinx just beat Chameleons. So Jinx maybe gonna pull off an upset. And FMJ saying my favorite team dance is when 4 echo units form a circle holding hands to ankles. I gotta think about that one. So it looks like one of the teams will ready up. And it looks like Dolphins is still having issues. One of their players, like you said, Mr. Mix, is having 500 plus ping. And that's not a good thing. And it looks like Ground Dog will also have a very high ping of 173 milliseconds. And Pencil's coming through with the lowest ping of 19 milliseconds. And 6 Fathom showing up, returning once again. You're starting to be one of my favorite viewers. I won't make a pun out of your name, but not because I don't want to embarrass you, but because I can't even think of one. I can't fathom. Okay, that's too easy. I can't fathom one. All right, I'm gonna stop before I get ahead. So we will have the 4th player for Dolphins joining, and we're gonna have a reset go through. So you know we're gonna like almost get there. We're almost gonna start this match. Just so close, and then we're gonna have a reset go through. So you know, now I'm hoping that this is a good game because they're building this up. There's a lot of tension. And that one player will now rejoin the team that they're on, and hopefully they'll be underway. Maybe they're arguing over pings. Maybe they're talking about their favorite Palador puns, their favorite cheeses, maybe favorite candle scents. I don't know. And Cameron will have 999 ping. And in German, that's no, no, no. So it's definitely a no, no, no with that high of a ping. And Flair saying, you know, if you take Cameron, change it to Cameron, and then add a little Flair to it, then you have Flair Cameron, but then I'm not Cameron, so then it's Flair not Cameron. Then add 2 numbers because I'm a Minecraft player. Then you have Flair not Cameron 65. Then you have myself, a bad player. You're welcome to whoever reads this. You know what? I like that copy pasta. I mean, that's right down my alley for terrible sense of humor stuff. And resets make things go cattywampus. They make it go awry, askew, maybe helter-skelter. And the Falco saying they're definitely arguing about their favorite cheeses. So Dolphins now needs a sub. Not the cattywampus, not the Waddy Compass. Oh no. So, I mean, we've got some time to kill while they find a sub, so... You know, what's your favorite cheese? I think Alocoste actually asked me this one time. He's like, what's your favorite cheese? And I told him it was Munster cheese. And then he informed me that he lives very close to the region that Munster cheese was created. So when I go visit him in France, I'm going to go get some of that authentic Munster cheese. I'm going to make Alocoste pay for it.
Okay, people can hear me. You know, if you come, I will give you monster with every meal, buddy. You will die. Or
That is too much cheese. I have a alright, so I have a good story. Back in the day, I used to work with my uncle, and my uncle owned restaurant provisions. So if you had a deli, if you had a restaurant, if you had a store, we would get you like the meat, all the stuff you needed to run your restaurant. So one time I was like, okay, I'm gonna order a big block of Munster cheese. And I'm not talking about like a few kilos of Munster cheese. I don't know my kilograms to pounds conversion. But I'm talking about like a block, like a 5-pound block. Maybe it was 10 pounds, a 5-pound block of cheese. And my uncle had said to me, because I used to stay there for the summers and work and spend time with my cousins in New York, and he was like, "You better not waste this cheese." So 1 pound is at 2.2 kilos. So I had between, I don't remember if it was 5 pounds or 10 pounds, but I had anywhere between 10 kilos to 20 kilos. I want to say it was 5 pounds. So my uncle's like, "Oh, it's the other way, 2.2 pounds to 1 kilo. 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. All right. So I had let's say roughly 2.5 kilograms of Munster cheese. And my uncle had said to me, "Don't waste this cheese. I bought you this cheese." And I definitely suck at math. So one time, I'm like maybe 15 years old, maybe 14 years old. And we're out playing like baseball. Or it was hockey. I don't remember if it was hockey or baseball. So I decided to start eating this cheese, like, before we go out. Like, I'm just eating cheese upon cheese, because my uncle was a very sarcastic man, and sometimes I had a hard time reading him. And I eventually found out he didn't care about the cheese, but he did care about making me miserable. So I'm eating all of this cheese, and I remember playing hockey, and then all of a sudden, just stopping in the middle of like the road, because we were playing roller hockey, or it was baseball. I don't remember. It was in a road, and I just stopped, and I just keeled over. I fell over, and I'm just like clutching my stomach, and I don't remember if I threw up. I think I did throw up, and I'm just sitting there, like, incapacitated, swollen with cheese, like too much Munster cheese. And I think my cousin's laughing at me, because he's like, what are you doing? Like, why was this a good idea? And I was like, "Well, your dad told me to eat the cheese. I shouldn't waste the cheese." And he's like, he doesn't, and he tells me, he's like, he doesn't care about the cheese. So, long story short, Munster cheese is good, but you should definitely enjoy Munster cheese in moderation. And Alocoste is on camera. So I think I killed like a minute or two with that story. And like, I'm talking about all this cheese. Alocoste is laughing. Because now I'm going to go to France, and Alocoste is going to be like, "I'm going to make you eat all the cheese until you keel over." Like, I'm trying to get Alocoste to go cycling with me, but he wants to use
I mean,
his
we can go
motorcycle.
cycling. I will just use my motorcycle like you are cycling, and I will use a monster to bait you out at the top of the mountain. I mean, Monster, I will make you discover all the meal we have with Monster in my region. I mean, it's like the birthplace of Monster, and yeah, there is a lot of them, and I think you will appreciate every one of them.
I mean, I will eat all the cheese. I mean, I've said this before on so many casts. I eat anything. So I'm going to eat all the Munster cheese. I'm going to put it on fish. I'm going to put it on bread. You know, maybe what's a disgusting combination?
There is no disgusting combination.
There's no disgusting combination. What about? All right, well, looks like I will stop talking about cheese. So Dolphins is gonna play this 3v4. They're readying up. They don't want to hear this cheese story. I hope they go back and they're like, "What did the casters do this whole time?" Well, he talked about cheese. Oh, thank God. So with that, the neutral joust is underway. It will be won by Jinx. Jinx knocking it down towards the bubble of Dolphins. Dolphins will be playing with a man down. Jinx will decide to play with their 4 players and putting it right in, shuffling that one, or shoveling that one right into the goal. Shuffle. That's 6 meters. You know, someone told me I should write a book, but I can't read, so... Well, I'm reading your question. That doesn't work. That joke doesn't work. So, I definitely have some stories, and finding possession is pencils. So I know that Dolphins definitely not feeling it right now. They definitely don't want to be playing with this man down. And our luck today has not been good. The previous match would be a 3v3. They opted not to play the 3v4. Although the teams have every right to play this 3v4. They expect to play a 4v4, so they'll take any advantage they can get, or I mean, it doesn't really matter. But it will be cleared down towards the bubble of Jinx. Will be picked up by Relum, and Relum's gonna duck that oncoming player. So now a stun will come through at mid, disabling one of the players at Dolphins. So Jinx is going to find possession in the bubble, and they're going to have all the time. Shovel Shuffle is going to miss that shot. So maybe taking a little too easy. Ground Dog will pick it up. Trying to go off the backboard. That one's going to bounce wide. It will be picked up along the wall by Shovel Shuffle. And this man-down defense, they're going for these stuns. I mean, there's really nothing you can do when you're playing with this man deficit. You just got to play as best you can, and taking that shot, that one's going to be wide. Sputnik in the great cheese debacle. Someone was saying the other day, and finding possession will be Beast Gaming. He'll take that one in to the top pocket from behind the goal. Someone was saying the other day that they liked the cast I did with Hex because I showed some personality. And well, when I have matches like these where I have to ramble on, you'll definitely get a lot more of that personality. But I like to do mostly like sports casting where the teams definitely get that attention and respect that they deserve. So finding it in the tube will be a player of Dolphins. They'll lose it. Jinx sending it now down through the other tube. He's going to bounce around at upper trench and trying to find it, but Pencil seems to have lost his hand right there, so we'll be stunned out. Picked up at the wall. We Shovel Shuffle, sending it back to Bowtie. Ground Dog now with it, sending it down to Relum, and Relum gonna put that one right into the goal. So you see two approaching players from Jinx towards that goalie of Dolphins. So they have this manage advantage. It just seems like that player from Jinx is just hanging around, getting stuns, disabling this defense, and, you know, securing this positional advantage. So with possession is Pencils. Pencils sending it left tube, but will be picked up by Mimion, TMCR. Mimion trying to find any opportunity juking out that player, but he's going to lose it to Relum. Relum now sending it for that clear. It's going to bounce off the wall. That actually might go off the backboard and into the goal, but actually it's going to be wide. So Dolphins won't get that 3 scored on them just yet. Sending it to the bow tie will be Jinx. Relum now with possession, driving into the bubble, getting that dunk, and finding that shot past the goalie of Dolphins. That's 8 points now to Jinx. Let me read through this chat. Did we get any new followers? So we got Grab the Fly Swatter following 6 minutes ago. We got Ashton following 8 minutes ago. We got Crunk Dwarf 16 minutes ago, and Lucky Gamer 31 minutes ago. So thank you to all the new followers on VRML Channel 2. We will have Elusive versus Shock after this. And that shot coming through, that one's not going to be on target. We'll bounce out of the bubble. And Jinx has all the time to find possession. 5 minutes on the clock. Relum now sending it to Shield. Beast Gaming is going to send it off the crossbar. That save's going to bounce into the hands of Pencils. Pencils is going to go for the clear. So Pencils with those hands outstretched will find the save somehow, or at least find possession. Now Relum just bobbing up and down, going for the shot. He's going to ding that one. It's going to be slapped out by Quantum Doll of Dolphins. So grab the Fly Swatter. It wasn't that... And the save from Pencils. Pencils was shut down that opportunity. So it wasn't that one of the players crashed. It was that he had too high of a ping, and I guess he kept crashing as well. So they have to play with this 3v4. And finding it will be Pencils. Not able to find that clear, though. Looking to retrieve it, though. It will sail past those players of Jinx. Finding it at the floor will be Beast Gaming. Sending that one softly towards the goal. Picking up behind the goal is Ground Dog. And that save. Quantum Doll or Mimion just getting behind the goal and shutting down that opportunity for Jinx. Jinx will find that one, though. Shovel Shuffle. One of the players will boost towards the goal and get that stun on the goalie of Dolphins. Now a 10-point lead to Jinx. Channel 1 is reserved more so for, you know, it's not exclusively Master or Gold, but if teams can organize themselves in such a way that we can have casting blocks so that, you know, games are spaced 30 minutes apart, and we can put them into a block, and getting that slap will be shovel shuffle, making that look easy.
12, 11, 10, 9,
So that will be 3 points. I need some water. Where are my water redemptions?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Fighting possession now will be pencils. What times are best for casting? Well, I've got my afternoons free in east coast of the United States, and I do a lot of the EU casting. So I was saying in one of the servers that if there can be more matches around, let me do the math. And well, finding possession is Relum sending it for that cross is gonna be off target. But if we can get more matches at 5 o'clock GMT, 4 o'clock GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, I can definitely cast those matches. It seems that always in finding the shot will be ground dog off that pass. 15 points now to Jinx. It always seems that, as I think for a second, that 8 p.m. GMT, 7 p.m. GMT, and 9 p.m. GMT, or at least around that time frame, those are really popular for everyone. Everyone seems to want to schedule. But if teams want to be casted and they can schedule for 4 p.m. or 3 p.m. GMT, I can definitely cover those matches. And I will take a second to drink that water, although it's an energy drink because I didn't have time to fill my glass. And Zenchig, this is a bronze division matchup. I believe it's bronze. And Alocoste confirming that it is bronze. And finding that pass to Beast Gaming. I don't even think Beast Gaming meant to be there, but that looked good.
11, 10, 9,
And Alocoste also saying something. I couldn't really hear him, but I don't know. Who cares what that guy has to say? So he will laugh in the background. I'm so grateful to be casting these with Alocoste. How do you get casted? So I just look at what's convenient. I pretty much like flip a coin, or I try and cover the teams that haven't been covered yet. But I also have terrible memory. But finding possession is Beast Gaming. Beast Gaming is going to try and go off the backboard. That one's going to bounce out of the bubble. What is 4 p.m. EST that time? Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. So GMT and finding the shot will be Relum. So 5 p.m. GMT, which would be 1700 on a 24-hour scale. GMT is 5 hours ahead of Eastern Standard Time, NYC time. So 5 p.m. GMT would be noon Eastern Standard Time. And 6 Fathom saying, all right, give me a second to read this one.
clears it out of their zone. 30 seconds remaining.
Alocoste, more like doesn't have drip, but does have a good beard cost. So he laughed at that one. But finding possession will be, I'm still laughing about that one. And taking the shot, Relum's going to say that. So finally an offensive drive from Dolphins. They've got this deficit, but they can't find that pass. They're playing a player down, and Jinx will find the clear. So the time will run out in this first round. Almost a mercy. Jinx almost able to secure Dolphins. Able to hold them off. And let me get these stats. It will be Pencils making 3 saves, 8 stuns, Mimion making 8 stuns, 15 stuns to Quantum Doll. I believe Quantum Doll also had a good stop, but it wouldn't be rewarded as a save or awarded as a save. So Ground Dog will have 2 points, 3 assists, 11 stuns, Beast Gaming 4 points, 1 assist, 2 steals, 6 stuns, Shovel Shuffle 7 points, 1 assist, 1 save. And Relum with 6 points, 1 assist, 1 save, and 1 steal. Looks like Cameron will rejoin the match. So we will hopefully have a 4v4. We got 20 seconds counting down till the neutral joust. So we'll see if he crashes out. And before the Cameron copy pasta, give me that Cameron copy pasta. Give me whatever you want me to say, as long as it's not profane. You know, if it's good copy pasta, I'm all down for it. Use as flowery of prose as you desire. So we will be in the second round. It will be Dolphins versus Jinx. And I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one, Sport. But I'm pretty sure that they do. That's all I'm going to say on that one. So we'll bounce off the ceiling. We'll be picked up by Ground Dog. So we will have an even 4v4. And I'm definitely not drinking as much water as I should be right now. I'm bouncing off the wall. We'll be picked up by Ground Dog. And they'll find the clear. So at full strength, will be Dolphins looking to take the second round, looking to force a third one after they had to play the 3v4 in the first round. Looks like Cameron was able to resolve his computer or quest issues. And it will be picked up off the wall by Shovel Shuffle off that bounce. Shovel Shuffle trying to send that pass towards Shield. Maybe a cut, but it wasn't communicated well. Ground Dog now with possession, setting up to Nest. Driving towards the goal will be Beast Gaming. And no! Do you see this? Do you see this? Once again. No, he's back. Oh, it's like a roller coaster of emotion. So back with possession is now Pencils. Pencils sending it for that long shot. It's going to be wide, and I feel invigorated. Cameron's back in this game. He was gone for a second, but he's back again. So now with his Beast Gaming. And Cameron's going to find it. Cameron's going to get stunned out, but he's back in the game. They're at full strength. Now with possession, Shovel Shuffle. Going for that shot. That one's going to bounce wide, but it will be picked up by Shovel Shuffle. And he will finish it off at 2 meters. So the first 2 points on the board. 1 minute, 21 seconds goal time. A little bit of a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster of emotion. You can hear it in my voice, but Cameron's back in the game. They're at full strength. Dolphins wants to take the second round. You know what? Can we talk about things that aren't, defecating in chat? So it will be sent cross to Mimion. Mimion, maybe his name's Memion, but I'm going to say Mimion because the chat is memeing right now. And sending it to Cameron. Cameron going for the drive, but Relum will shut that one down. Find the clear through mid. And now it's a chase for possession along the wall. That's not even a question. Do humans fat obese? What is even that? So it will now be Pencils. Pencils sending it through tube. It's gonna bounce off the Geo up the ceiling. And will be picked up by Cameron. Cameron now going for that pass. Finding his Quantum Doll. They're trying to work their way out of their back court. It will sail off the wall and be picked up by Quantum Doll. So now Dolphins with some momentum pushing this Jinx bubble. Jinx has 2 points on the board. They'll send that interception. Ground Dog will come off of Nest, find possession, clear it down towards the bubble of Dolphin. And now it's a chase for possession at ceiling. Looking to find it will be that player from Jinx. Jinx now with possession. Beast Gaming sending it to Bo. It's going to bounce off the Geo, but more than enough time for Ground Dog to find it. He's going to miss the first bounce, but he will find a stun. Sending it now into the bubble. Shovel Shuffle making that drive towards goal. He's going to go off the backboard. It's going to be wide. Maybe he should have opted for a direct shot. I mean, he had an advantage in coming out of the goal, finding the possession, but not able to find that shot would be Relum. And finding that clear attempt will be Ground Dog, so they're still maintaining this possession. Jinx not able to find that pass, though. Shovel Shuffle now sending it down to the floor. Maybe a little bit rushed. Maybe definitely a change of pace from the first round. They did come away with 19 points. And it will bounce around at tube. Finding possession will be Ground Dog. Ground Dog is going to lose it. And now with a chance will be Memion. Memion sending it towards that bubble. It will bounce off the wall. They have this forward positional advantage, but they're going to lose it as it sails out of the bubble to the backline player Pencils. Pencils now sending it along the wall with possessions. Mimion. Mimion trying to find that pass to Nesp. Not able to grab it as his teammate. But still with possession will be Dolphins making that drive. The save by Relum. He's going to bounce off the backboard after that stun. Getting it will be Mimion, and Mimion's going to put it on the board. So now it's 2-2 in the second round. Dolphins is back in this. They've got Cameron. His quest isn't dying, or his computer isn't dying. And everyone's saying let go. They got to score. They've got some points on the board. So this is why you play those 3v4s, because, you know, you can always come back once you fix your issues. And I got to take a sip of water. So Memion, I'm memeing on his name, or their name, excuse me. Memion sending it down towards the bubble. It will be picked up by Relum. Relum sending it forward to Shovel Shuffle, but now we have a game in the second round. It is tied up. We are approaching the halftime mark of the second round, and there's only 4 points scored. So Memion sending it to mid. It's going to bounce wide. And why can't you domesticate monkeys? I don't know, because they're wild animals? You should ask Jane Goodall. I think she spent her whole life on that. And it will bounce off the wall, but not into the goal. It looked like it was going to for a second. So Shovel Shuffle will pick it up. Shovel Shuffle sending it for that cross. And Groundhog finishing off at 3 meters. 4 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock. 2-point advantage to Jinx. This is a good game. And Flair saying that Camerons have special abilities. And okay, Flair underscore not Cameron. So finding possession now is Pencils off Nest, sending it to the right tube. It's gonna bounce around a little bit. He picked up by Shovel Shuffle. He's not gonna be able to find the clear. It's gonna sail back towards that bubble. He picked up by Groundhog. Groundhog sending it into the hands of Pencils. Pencils going for that long shot opportunity. Look at that fighting. Look at that clustering by the tube. It's now at the floor. It will be picked up by Beast Gaming. He's gonna go for that long shot, but coming from behind will be Memion. Memion now going for the clear. Clipping that floor. It will bounce back towards the bubble of Dolphins. Going for that long shot. That one's going to be wide. Picked up by Groundhog. Groundhog not going to be able to find that one. Relum now getting that duck. Going up the ceiling. Will be picked up by Groundhog. Groundhog and Beast Gaming. Beast Gaming is going to take this shot, and Pencil's going to make this save. And the clear will bounce slightly off the Geo. It's going to find its way towards that bubble. This is a chance for Dolphins. And with possession, it will be Cameron, but he's not going to be able to find this shot. Cameron, what are you doing? We need you, buddy. You're back in the game now. This is a close game. 3 minutes on the clock. Now a clear is going to come through. It's going to bounce off the wall. And this is another chance for Jinx. Jinx is going to pick it up. Groundhog with possession, sending it for the cross. And Shovel Shuffle finishing it off. Very well executed. And Flair saying, me over here waiting for another week so I can shorten my name because the name change rule for Oculus is not so great. See, I've never had to change my name. I had a good name off the bat, and that's something I'm grateful for. So Quantum will find that pass, but lose it to Jinx. Jinx has his 4-point lead. Going for that clear will be Jinx picking it up. They're going to the goal, though. Maybe they misread that bounce. Pencils will find that back stack, get possession, now send it through mid. The 2 minutes, 20 seconds on the clock. This is still anyone's game. They could have a third round. It's going to go in! And Pencil's going to find that 3 points. Maybe Pencil's, you know, he has his pencils out and he's charting a graph. He's finding the angles. He's going to find that 60-meter three-pointer. So now it's only a 1-point lead to Jinx. And I told you, Dolphins is in this to win this. And that is redundant and sounds terrible, but in the second round, they can force a third round. So Beast Gaming now with possession off that initial joust advantage. Shovel Shuffle with the, will find that cross. Shovel Shuffle taking his time, not under pressure just yet, waiting for his team to get into the backcourt of Dolphins. Relum now with possession, going up the ceiling, and getting the pass will be Shovel Shuffle off that bounce, and Shovel Shuffle will finish it off at 2 meters. Now a 3-point lead, so maybe if Pencils can make another one of those 60 meters, they'll be tied up, but less than 90 seconds on the clock. And Flair saying, I'm shortening it so casters don't have to try and read out my full username. What is your full username, Flair? And Grab the Fly Subwater saying, I don't care if Jinx wins or not, Dolphins wins in my heart. Wait, what? So it will now bounce towards the bubble of Jinx. Jinx holding in their bubble. They're going to make an error there. This is a chance for Dolphins to capitalize. Coming out of goal will be Relum, getting it through mid. And it's going to bounce off the wall. It's going to be picked up by Beast Gaming. He's going to take it in. You know, the real question is, why can't you domesticate cheese? Why isn't cheese a living well, actually, cheese might be living in his bacteria and stuff.
7, 6,
Why isn't cheese sentient? So now a 5-point advantage to Jinx. It will be picked up by Pencils. Pencils now with possession. Going through mid. Getting that dunk off. Getting that duck, excuse me.
interception.
I of all people should know you can't domesticate cheese. You know, people say, you know, you shouldn't put cheese in a zoo because it should roam free, and I agree with that. So we'll bounce off the floor. Relum now with possession. And this 5-point lead, and finding the last goal will be Relum. But Cameron will rejoin in the second round, and they had this back and forth. But unfortunately, they're not able to maintain that momentum, and Jinx will win it with a 7-point lead in 2 rounds. And so why do I cast Bronze Game? Why don't I cast Bronze Games? I want to cast because I want everyone to be featured. I want everyone to have their chance to have their cast, even if I'm talking about cheese, even if it's a 4v3, even if it's a 3v3. It's good to cast these games. Everyone wants to have their games casted. And I'm happy to do it. So that's my response, and I hope these teams will be happy with this cast. I hope they're happy with the game. But I'm more than glad to do this. I enjoy doing this. And everyone wants to be casted. It's one of the most exciting parts of competing and playing, is that you get to watch everything back. You get to see all your friends in chat saying go so-and-so and go team, and it's a really exciting aspect of all of this. But with that being said, let me look at the stats. I believe we will have a reset. Oh, yeah, we will have a reset. And I have to pull up the stream. You know what? A lot of points to both teams. We don't even have the time to pull up the stats because we have another game in 8 minutes. So it will be a 4v4 in the second round. Initially playing with 3 players would be Dolphins. Cameron would rejoin. And it would be a great game if only they would have had their full man advantage during the first round. It could have been a different game. But we're going to go and get prepped for the next game, which should be Elusive versus Shock. And they are, I believe, Diamond. I know Elusive is Diamond. So that's going to finish the EU casting block today. I'm SputnikKobra. Alocoste on cams and occasionally talking. And he's going to get me all the Munster cheese I want. We're going to drive down to that part of France that has Munster cheese, and we're going to eat it. But until then, we're going to take a break, and we're going to be right back with the next match. Hello and welcome back to VRML Channel 2. I'm SputnikKobra and I'm joined by Alocoste on camera, and he occasionally talks sometimes. So this will be Shock versus Elusive. This will be the last match for the European region on this casting block. And I had stated earlier that these were both diamond teams. I am incorrect. Shock is gold with a ranking of 14 and an MMR of 1180. Elusive is gold with a rank of 12 and an MMR of 1220. So a mistake on my part, I apologize. And Flair already coming through with cheese and no water. I didn't get water, I got another energy drink. So I have this like supermarket near me that has really cheap energy drinks, and I buy them and I drink way too many of them. And I have a little mini fridge next to my desk, actually on my desk. And all I have to do is reach over and grab more energy drinks, and that is probably the worst thing for my health. But I will be powered by not G Fuel. Although I would surely try some if I was given some. But I do have these off-brand Red Bulls, another great product from this local grocer. But we were just waiting on the 4 players of Elusive to join, or the 4th player of Elusive. Finn had told me earlier that they're playing with a sub, and I don't know if I would do that VR Pasta. I definitely don't recommend that. But we're just here killing time, and I'm excited to see who their sub is going to be. I know on their VRML page they said they're looking for a goalkeeper right now.
So yeah, to add some information, they are using Frosty. Frosty is a sub roster word for Elusive. So he might sub tonight, I think, for Sir Dominic or Chappie, one of them. But Frosty is inside the Elusive team. He's just like a sub for the team.
And that was Alocoste, the man that needs no introduction, a man that I'm good friends with, and I love talking to. We talk all the time. Sometimes I talk to him in French, and he says, "What are you saying?" And then he says, "This is how you say it." And I just create the strangest words and the strangest things. So we are again waiting, and I don't know what story I should pull out next. I had the cheese story. You guys are hearing a lot of stories today. This is what I get. This is my luck for not making the casts yesterday. And I deserve this. Story time. I can't even... I don't even know what stories I have. Like, the cheese story is an appropriate story. Maybe with the skateboarding stories. 9% battery life. I do not know him, VR Pasta, but I feel like there's a punchline there. Samir, you're breaking the car, Samir. Slow down. Listen to me, Samir. That's probably one of my favorite videos of all time. I do like rally car racing. So it will be picked up by Fusion. Fusion's just going to throw the disc around. They've got all this time to kill. And we're all waiting. You're waiting on a story. I don't know how, like, the cheese story, like, you know, I'm so old in all of these stories. All of these stories are so hard to remember. And I think one of the cheese stories is one of my favorite. So, let me think if I can think of some stories. You know what? I got a really old story. So, I was in school a long time ago, and I had a friend, and he was... I don't know how to build this story up, but how do I build this story up? This is not that good of a story. We had been, we were in gym, and we had been, like, running all day. And I think that I gave him like, I had something in my lunchbox. I packed food that day, and it was like an old sports drink, and I'm pretty sure it was rotten at that point. Like it had been past expiration date, and I didn't think too much of it. I just gave it to him. So we are getting at a gym. I gave him my sports drink. I had packed 2 of them because we were supposed to like run the mile. Like it was supposed to be like a distance running day. So I gave him my sports drink. We were good friends. I'd known him for many years. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. I hope he's still doing well. And he kept telling me he didn't feel well. So we had time to kill between classes. So we go to the library. And we're walking. Okay, so they will have their 4th player. You won't get to hear the punchline. Long story short is that, you know, maybe I'll finish this one later. I'll save this story. So now we have Frosty in the game for Elusive. Elusive now at 4 players. Now we're ready to begin. Now we got the first round. You don't get to hear the story of how my friend threw up on me. So now it will be Frosty with possession. Frosty will find it at neutral joust. It will now be picked up by Frosty. Frosty setting into the bubble with possession is David Yarker, making that drive towards the goal and finding that. So starting this off, 15 seconds off the clock. 15 seconds off the clock. I've been talking for too long today. Everyone's like, these are the worst stories ever. These are terrible stories. But now giving respect to the teams, they deserve to be casted. This is going to be a good game. With possession now is Woodsy. Woodsy setting it right tube into the hands of K9 Maddie. K9 Maddie feeding it up court. Slapping it back would be Fusion. Fusion looking to retrieve it at ceiling. He will find it. Now to Bowtie. I feel like I haven't casted a game because I've been talking so much and saying nothing, but Sausage is going to lose it. A nice defensive stop in the bubble by Finn. But retaining possession will be Shock. Sending behind the goal, and Sausage will find it at a meter behind the goal with that layup. So it is now tied up 2-2. This is going to be a good game. We lost everybody with all these delays. We lost a lot of viewers with the delays, but the people that stuck around know that this is going to be a good game. So with joust advantage, it will now be Elusive looking to respond. It's tied up. 90 seconds off the clock. Finding that open goal, but not able to sink it would be David. So it will be picked up by O'Chappie with the rebound off the wall. Getting back into position would be that defense, but with that cross to Frosty. Frosty's going to slap it in. That's 2 points now back to Elusive.
12, 11,
And Bad Elmo saying, what a slap. How can he slap?
7, 6,
Maybe an adaptation of that meme. Maybe a more obscure one. But Martin the third in chat saying, nice, let's go Elusive. It's good to see you, Martin. And sending it to right tube will be K9 Maddie now with possession. Fusion working his way into the bubble, sending it across to Sausage. Sausage is going to drive into the goal, but Finn with the save. Getting it right out of the bubble, too, into the hands of David Yarker. David Yarker trying to find that pass to Ness, but that stun will disable his teammate. Sausage now with possession, so Shock still with a chance on this drive, but David Yarker with the interception. And another turnover, but it's going to go back into the hands of this defense, trying to work it out of their backcourt. Finn with possession at the floor, taking their time, sending it back to Frosty. So they're really taking their time. They're trying to figure out what this defense is doing, trying to figure out a crack in their positioning. Sending it through 2, but bouncing back towards mid. But Finn able to recover it now. Finn surveying the court. The defender approaching. Sending it cross to the wall to Frosty. Frosty back to Finn. Trying to pull out that defender. Finn back to Frosty. So they're really taking their time with their passing. They're working their way up into this bubble. They have 2 pass opportunities, but Sausage is going to come away with that disc. And with the clear through mid, it will be picked up by David Yarker in that stack. Sending it to mid now. Finn with possession again. Finn going for a long shot opportunity, but Woodsy shutting down that angle. With that anchored clear now. Diffusion, actually a pass. That stack will find possession. Now a response from Shock. Shock sending it forward. Their stack trying to come through mid. A majority of that stack will be stunned out, but finding possession will be that player, and the save from David Yarker. So a great defensive stop from David Yarker. Elusive sending it back towards that bubble of Shock. Elusive now with forward positioning advantage, And that stack not able to get back in time or make the save, so David Yarker is going to take it at 12 meters. Now 7 points on the board for Elusive. They've got a 5-point lead, 6 minutes on the clock.
8, 7,
Now I don't have to tell stories anymore. Now we've got a good game. Now everyone has we have a full game. We don't have a 3v3. We don't have a 4v3. We have a 4v4, and this game is good. So finding possession now at the 2 will be Fusion. Fusion sending it to Bo. Sausage now with it. Gonna make the drive towards the bubble, but gonna get stunned out by that elusive stack. Retreating back to the bubble. The clear will come through, bounce around at floor. That stack is gonna hit the Geo, so they're gonna lose a little bit of speed, but still able to find it. Is Frosty to the floor. Finn now with it. Finn backing out, trying to create some space to find a pass. Now gonna go behind the goal, but not able to find that pass is David Yarker. He's gonna sail down towards mid, and getting possession will be Sausage. Sausage sending it down for that clear. And able to find it back towards the 2 would be David Yarker. Down court will be Frosty. Frosty going for that shot. Might be good off the backboard, and it is in that lower part of the goal. So this is a game. 10 points on the board for Elusive. Frosty with that 22-meter shot. Frosty subbing in. I guess he's a rostered sub, but he's definitely got what it takes to compete. So Elusive now with his 8-point lead.
4, 3, 2.
So with possession now is Woodsy. Woodsy crossing it to the wall. Fusion
Warren throws it
maintaining this possession. Trying to pull out that stack
the other way.
from Elusive. Sausage now going to get stopped by that stack. They're going to lose possession. Elusive's sending it for that back pass. Finn now at the back line with it, sending it forward. It's going to bounce off the Geo. Not able to find it is that player of Elusive. Getting the block, actually, but able to slap it back to their goalie would be Shock. A stun coming through at mid. Finn now with possession. Finn trying to find out what their teammates are doing. Pulling out that defender to mid. Sending it to David Yarker at the wall. David Yarker now has an opportunity at Nest. Sending it to Ochapi. Ochapi gonna send it out towards the pillar. And the pass to David Yarker from Finn. So nice triangle passing. Nice, just really nice stuff from Elusive. You can see they were posted up at pillars. The Nest pass. Right as the player at Nest pushing out towards the bubble got stunned. They got the pass to Finn. Finn made the drive towards the goal and got the pass, crossed to the other pillar. Then an open goal. So Elusive now able to make that stop at the 2. Will be a slap from Shock back to K9 Matty. K9 Matty up to Sausage. Sausage to mid to Woodsy. Now to Fusion. So Fusion finding their own groove, but that Elusive stack able to apply the pressure, but getting that bounce off the wall. And Sausage trying to make the drive, but defensive stop. Sausage will find it again. Another defensive stop and a slap out from Elusive. So Elusive is not giving up on defense. 2 great stops and the pass to Pillar, but that one's not going to be saved. So Fusion will find that off the assist by Woodsy. So now reducing this deficit to 8 points. 3 minutes on the clock. Shock can take this first round, but they're really going to have to start converting with no time wasted. So with Joust advantage will now be Elusive. Finn to QB. Finn sending it right to Frosty, getting it right past that defender into the hands of David Yarker. David Yarker making the shot, but it's not going to be good. It's going to bounce off that crossbar, picked up by Ochapi. Ochapi sending it back to mid. Trying to retrieve it off these bounces will be Finn at the back line. They will find it. Finn now sending it forward. It's going to be taken by Fusion. Fusion, though, is going to be stunned out. Now a loose disc with forward positional advantage. David Yarker behind the goal. And he's going to miss. He's able to juke out that defensive player, but not able to secure the shot. So Ochapi now with it. Sending it back to Finn. They have this 8-point lead. They can take all the time they want, just running down the clock. But Finn's going to lose it. Maybe a controller malfunction. And this clear's going to come through now. Forward positional advantage. And that slap, it's not going to be good, though. It will be picked up by Sausage. Sausage sending it off the wall into the hands of Woodsy. Woodsy cross, and that shot from Fusion to finish it off. So 2 points to Shock. Shock able to stay in this match. Good passing from Shock, giving Elusive a run for their money. So now Finn to QB, 1:45 on the clock. Sending it left to Frosty now, going with that pass off the wall to David Yarker. David Yarker to Ochapi at the floor. Ochapi with the open goal. So 3 points from the floor. 60 meters a second at 9 meters. So now 90 seconds ticking. 9-point lead to Elusive. Time is running out for Shock in this first round. Woodsy to QB, sending a left tube into the hands of Fusion. Fusion now with 2 pass opportunities, 3 pass opportunities. Sending it to Woodsy now. Woodsy trying to find anything, sending it back to Fusion. They're working their way into this bubble. Fusion not under pressure just yet. Gonna make the drive into the bubble, but not able to secure that one. It will bounce off the corner of the crossbar. And K9 Matty retreating. You can see Shock getting possession at tube. Now sending it forward to Pac-Man into the hands of Fusion. Fusion's gonna get stunned out by that elusive stack, retreating on defense. Gonna bounce off the head of a player there. It's gonna be back in the hands of elusive for the clear. So 30 seconds, or approaching 30 seconds on the clock. And Shock still playing with intensity, but David Yarker, under what looks like quadruple coverage, is gonna make it into the goal at 5 meters, extending their lead by another 2 points.
9, 8, 7, 6.
So time definitely running out. This is in the bag, as Martin III would say. It's in the bag for Elusive. Elusive's going to take this first round.
Orange throws it way downfield.
And as these last few seconds run out, will be a score for Shock, but too little too late. Fusion will find those points. And looking at the stats, we've got Woodsy with 3 assists. We've got 1 save and 9 stuns. And Moke Masters, this is the EU. This is not NA. So Fusion with 6 points, 5 stuns. K9 Matty with 1 assist, 1 steal. Sausage with 2 points, 1 save, 21 stuns. Finn will find 1 assist, 1 save, 9 stuns. Playing the back line for the majority of that. Frosty with 5 points, 1 assist, 2 saves, 2 steals, 6 stuns. David Yarker with 9 points, 1 assist, 1 save, 19 stuns. And no Chappie coming through with that 3 from the floor at 9 meters with the 3 points, the 1 assist, the 1 save, and 23 stuns. What was the match before this Shovel Shuffle? I know I think you were the first match today, Shovel Shuffle. I'm trying to think. My memory isn't that great. We did have a 3v3 against Ronin and exarea. Or exarea. Or exarea. I don't know. They should tell me. And that was a 3v3. One of the players wasn't able to show up. So Ronin decided to play with 3 players in a show of good faith. And then the match after that, I believe, was the one that you played in Shovel Shuffle. And that was a 3v4. But then in the second round, Cameron was able to rejoin. And that was a 4v4 in the second round. So with that being said, we're in the second round of this game of Shock versus Elusive. Neutral joust will be won by Elusive, knocking down towards the bubble. And they got speed on that disc. It's going to bounce back towards mid. It's going to bounce back past the hands of that backline player, Frosty. Frosty's going to slap it. Looking to retrieve it off the wall will be Ochappie. Ochappie getting it. Sending it cross and making it will be David Yarker. So 20 seconds off the clock there. And that's Elusive with 2 points. Starting off strong. It's exarea.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
Shovel Shuffle, you know, there are a lot of harder names to say. And Shovel Shuffle doesn't really throw me for a loop. I definitely say Shovel or Shuffle Shovel. No, I don't think I've said Shuffle Shovel, but it will be at the wall, picked up by Frosty. Frosty sending it to Pebble to Finn. Finn tried and true at the back line, getting the clear off the wall. And getting it will be David Yarker, but he's going to ding it. Will be picked up by Ochappie, sending it behind the goal. Picking up will be David Yarker. He's not going to be able to find it that time. And Finn coming through at the back line, sending it to David Yarker. David Yarker's getting another attempt, sending it below goal to Frosty. And at 4 meters, Frosty's going to find it. And Bad Elmo is saying, it's just so annoying to say Shovel Shuffle. I would rather just say Shovel. But yeah, that's your opinion, and I respect that opinion. VR Pasta, that one seems hard. Yarker has to be the only player with an actual full name. I think there are some full name players in NA. Oh, finding that stop will be David Yarker. Able to get that interception on that back pass. And now into the hands of Finn. Finn off the backboard, off that diamond, off that triangle, off that pyramid. 6 meters, whatever you want to call it. It's now 6 points on the board for Elusive. 2 minutes off the clock.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
I don't even know what that means. I feel like that's, I feel like what you're saying, VR Pasta, is something that shouldn't be said on stream. It's probably a euphemism for something bad. So will now be picked up by K9 Matty. K9 Matty through mid into the hands of David Yarker with the interception. David going for that clear. Backline player of Shock trying to readjust to find the goal. Ochappy now with it going off the backboard. Actually going to Finn. Finn's going to twirl around the crossbar and dunk that right in. Now 8 points to Elusive. Elusive's not slowing down in the second round.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
And 6 Fathom saying, I'll one-up Yarker. I'll post my social security number, your identification number. Don't do that. Well, do it if you have a good credit line. But that's a bad joke. So sending it back to Woodsy. Woodsy now with it at mid. Sending it to Sausage. Sausage trying to find that pass. Shock is just having a hard time with this Elusive defense. You can see the speed of the Elusive stack. And Ochappy taking a little too much time, getting stunned out. So Sausage trying to find that clear. It's going to roll around at mid. Finn at the back line will find it. Finn trying to find that long shot. David Yarker picking it up off the bounce. David Yarker taking it at 4 meters. And Bad Elmo saying he wants another cheese story. The other story was how my friend threw up on me in grade school. But I was going to be like really flowery with it. But I don't think there's any way you can kind of sugarcoat that one. So now with the pass, it will be going through mid. And now towards the bubble of Elusive. So they're not able to convert on that joust advantage. Finn will find it at the back line. Sending it, trying to send it through tube. It's going to bounce around at mid. Frosty with possession. Frosty going for a long shot attempt. It's going to bounce off Ness. You can see that Shock stack retreating. The goalie now in position. K9 Matty at goal. Coming out of goal maybe for that back pass. But one of the players will find it from Shield. And now it's through mid. And the backline player of Elusive just there and ready and waiting. Finn with it. To David. David cross with that attempt. It's going to bounce off the Geo, but you can see the stack speed from Elusive, just able to really outmaneuver Shock, beat them to possession every time. So David Yarker now sending it to Tube into the hands of Finn. Finn's taking their time, just twirling around the blocks at Tube. Now down to the floor. That one's going to bounce off Trench. Trying to read it will be the teammate, but the other teammate coming through at the wall. Frosty now with it. Frosty sending it cross. Finn retreating to find possession, getting it off those 2 bounces. And now they're just going to play clock management right now. David Yarker down to the floor. And it's going to bounce around its ceiling, so not opting to really play aggressively right now and just play to their advantages. Getting it on that stun will be David Yarker now along the floor to Ochappy. Ochappy with the drive to the goal, and it's going to unfortunately bounce off the head of K9 Matty. K9 Matty with the attempted stop. And that's 12 points on the board now for Elusive. And Martin's saying this is what happens when you have a non-aggressive attack rollouts and you can't pass. So now with possession, I don't know what happened there. Maybe the pressure is getting to Shock. Maybe a miscommunication. Maybe a combination of both. So they will not be able to find possession on that joust advantage from Nest. And fortunately for them, Elusive wasn't able to score it at the initial possession. So Chappie with it now. Sending it back line. Finn with it. Finn sending it forward to David. David has 2 cross attempts going below, but with the save will be Fusion. So Fusion shutting down that one. A nice defensive stop from Shock. Shock still playing with intensity. 4 minutes on the clock. You can see that Shock stack challenging possession. Able to knock it out of the hands of a player from Elusive. With these nice passes, will be Elusive, but not able to find that forward one in the bubble. Will be Elusive. I believe that was a pass from Finn to, I don't know who that was in the bubble, but Ochappy will get stunned out at the wall. And not wanting to be shut out in the second round right now is Shock, so they're getting these stops, but they're just not able to get their passes to work their way into the bubble of Elusive. Elusive's just retreating on defense, finding possession, and shutting down any opportunities for Shock. And these are both gold teams. Shock with a position of 14 and 1180 MMR. Elusive with a position of 12 and a 1220 MMR. And a stun will come through from Shock on a player of Elusive. Sausage now with the clear. That's going to be in the bubble of Elusive. They need to get this forward positioning and off the backboard, but the save! That stack, we talk about their speed. They're able to come back and find possession. Maybe should have opted to just send it directly in instead of going off the backboard, and not able to find that will be Fusion off a good series of passes from Shock. So that's the best passing we've seen from them in the bubble so far, but not able to find the shots. Fusion trying to send that back pass. Now they're going to get their stack together, trying to find possession. 2 minutes, 40 seconds on the clock. Elusive now with it, going for the shot. David Yorker at 13 meters. That's 15 points on the board. And Zenchik saying, what are the numbers to the names of the players? So players can designate their own numbers. Yeah, as Stefo says, you can designate your own numbers. And he's also saying is also the age of the players. Frosty is a very old man. So now finding the pass will be Sausage off that Joust advantage in the tube. A slap back to Sausage. Sausage now sitting along the floor to K9 Maddie, working their way into the bubble. They want to put 2 points on the board and not able to find that. Would be a player from Shock. So now back in the hands of Elusive. Elusive with a clear going off the wall, and that stack is going to be there and finding possession. And the shot will be Frosty. So 18 points, 21 seconds on that goal time. And Conrad saying, me and Martin are newborns. And Martin saying, no, the age of the players is determined by players. I'm not reading that, Martin. I've given you the benefit of the doubt. So that'll be Woodsy with possession. Woodsy working his way up to the midline, getting that pass to Sausage. Sausage to K9 Maddie. K9 Maddie back to Sausage. Good passes from Shock. They just need to execute in the bubble on these last attempts. Now into the hands of Sausage. Sausage making the drive, and that's 2 points for Shock, so they won't be shut out in the second round. They're keeping off this Mercy. So approaching 60 seconds on the clock. And now Martin wants that Mercy, and Conrad saying another rule, Steffa, you missed. So we'll be just under a minute with possession to Elusive. Elusive sending quickly to Frosty. Frosty up to David. David going for the open three, and he's going to sink that. So maybe this Mercy will be possible. They just need one more point. So now 40 seconds on the clock. Now they're looking for this Mercy. They were playing time management maybe halfway through the first round, second round, excuse me. 30 seconds on the clock. Joust advantage now to Shock. Elusive pressuring. You see that stack fly quickly by that player, and going for that long maybe pass attempt will be shut down by a player of Elusive. Looking for that bounce. That bounce might be on target. That might be it. That's going to end it. And that's going to be a fantastic ending for Elusive. Finn at the back line. I think she was aiming for that shot multiple times, and that time she's going to find it. So a fantastic finish for Elusive. She said something like, we're going to be playing with a sub, so why are you casting us today? And it didn't matter. Frosty came through for Elusive. They finished strong. They got the Mercy in the second round. They're going to take this in 2. And what a nice finish. And Alocoste is going to snicker in the background. And what a fantastic game. I'm going to lose the stats. I have to go to the stream now. You know what? I'm not going to be able to go to the stream. And we're running a little bit behind schedule. Actually, we're right on time. So I don't have any excuses. But a fantastic game to both teams. Really well played. Let me see if I can pull up. So it will be... No, I don't got the stats. So I'll end it here. A great stat to add would be average ping. I think I actually have that. Okay, I have to check hold on, I'm gonna check the stream. I'm gonna finish this out strong. Oh, you might hear my keyboard. And I apologize. So, looking at the stats, we've got Fusion with 6 points, Sausage with 4 points, Woodsy with 3 assists, 1 save, K9 Maddie with 2 assists, 1 save, and 1 steal. 25 stuns to K9 Maddie as well. And on Elusive, we've got 7 points to Finn, finding that 3-pointer off the wall to finish the second round. 3 assists, 1 save, playing well on the back line. Frosty with 10 points. as the rostered sub, 2 assists, 2 saves, 3 steals. Ochappy with 3 points, 4 assists, 2 saves, 40 stuns, and David Yorker coming through with 19 points, 3 assists, 2 saves, and 1 steal. So I got the stats. I finished this one out strong, and so did Elusive. Shock will fall in 2 rounds. And this has been a good game. This is going to end our casting block for Europe today. So I'm SputnikKobra. I hope you enjoyed my cheese story earlier. I'm thankful that I didn't have to finish the other story, that the teams actually got in time, and it's been a good finish to an otherwise slightly awry day of casting, but I'm grateful that I could bring it to you all. And Bad Elmo, bye, and Martin the Third, thank you for watching that. And Martin, I'm not gonna acknowledge that comment. So Elusive, we'll take this one in 2. I'm SputnikKobra. I've been joined by Alocoste, who's been occasionally talking, but running the camera and running production. So thank you all for watching, and have a great day.
Season 3 of VRML Echo Arena is brought to you by HyperX, Rebuff Reality, Asterion Products, ProTube VR, VR Cover, Fixed Gaming, and VRware.net.